Okay, another lesson learned. Haste makes waste. um, Basically, I had mentioned that I was rewarping using the 10 cell, and I had done one of the warps. I was doing them in sections of 50, if you guys can remember, and the last one 59 because I needed a total of 209, which with the inclusion of the two selvage edges. So I managed to do the 50 threads. I had done the I showed you in an earlier video basically that I would kind of tie every 10 together, and thank goodness for that, because after I did that I forgot to put all the rest of the ties in. I took it off, I started to make the chain, and I was wondering, like, why is it not working? This chain is getting very difficult to make, and then I realized my mistake and I thought, oh my goodness, I've lost the cross. So I tried to put it back onto the warp board, and of course that was not possible. So basically, what pegs were still left, I left those pegs there, but I draped the rest. And I thought, well, what can I do? So I was trying to figure out if I could somehow figure out which threads made up the cross to be able to do to put in those ties, and it wasn't going to work. So I thought, okay, I don't want to lose all this thread because I've got like 2 yards. I think it was 2 yards and something, and 50 times. So you're looking at 100 yards of tensile that I was going to have to throw out, and I wasn't about to do that. So um, thank goodness for the way that I was tying it up in bunches of 10, because basically I was really really lucky. I ended up taking a an old cone that I had, like a tube from one of my previous. So for example, when you look at your these things here, I've had a bunch left over. I didn't know what to do with them. Well, they made themselves very useful because I used it as a bobbin, and I basically undid the first section of the yellow thread, which was basically 10, 10 of going around the warp, and manually basically wound it onto the bobbin, and because of the way that it was still threaded, still hanging on the warp board, I was basically just kind of pulling one string along as I went along, and slowly did it that way. If I'd taken the whole thing off and then tried to wind the bobbin, I'm pretty sure things would have gotten knotted up very, very quickly if I did not have that yellow thread breaking it up into little sections of 10. It would have gotten really nasty as well. So basically, I was able to actually regain all the thread onto that bobbin that I made for myself, and then I rewarped it really quickly. So what could have been quite a disaster for me and losing a lot of tensile that I need for the actual project, I was able to actually regain. I lost a little bit of time. Again, you live, you learn. But I don't know if that's ever happened to any of you. That's never happened to me. But again, you're trying to do something. You're trying to be in a little bit of a hurry, and you just by being in a hurry, you forget to do something really simple, and it ends up obviously costing you twice or three times the amount of time had you just been focused, right? So anyways, another lesson learned.